But 1864 comes on, and this is when things get really real. Now remember, 1861 was the bloodiest year in American history, and then so was 62 and 63, and here we come into 64 that'll make the other ones look like a little warm-up exercise. But the Union is much different than the Confederates here. They are well supplied. They've been in comfortable camps. They have generally the food and supplies that they need. They have transportation facilities taking those food and supplies right to the Union Army. The Confederates are really having a tough time. Their Confederacy is shrinking. It is really tough for them to be able to harvest. It's incredible what they're still putting up, what this fight that is going to come, how well they're able to fight that. This photo, one of several hundred actually taken at Brandy Station that winter 63-64. In the meantime, U.S. Grant comes up with a five-pronged plan, okay? He knows if he moves on all 5 fronts, the Confederates can't possibly parry every thrust that he makes. Unfortunately for Grant, his first 3 are going to just completely fail. They're not all made at the same time. If you've ever heard of the Red River Campaign, you know under Nathaniel Banks that's not going to go well. You don't send Franz Sigel through the Shenandoah Valley to do something and expect that to work out. It doesn't. That's the Battle of Newmarket and other places. And you don't send Benjamin Butler, actually, to attack between Richmond and Petersburg. All those fail. But the 2 main thrusts are going to get off to a start here, and that is William Tecumseh Sherman's Army Group. It's not just one army, it's armies, is going to move on Atlanta, and eventually the Union's largest army under Meade, Grant will travel with it, and they're going to move on toward the Confederate capital. But Robert E. Lee's army, the Army of Northern Virginia, is their main target. Those are the 2 main moves in 1864 of consequence, and they start in early May of 1864. Here you have an incredible picture of actually Union troops marching on the first day of the Overland Campaign. That'll result in the Battle of the Wilderness, a terrible thicket that'll really reduce the viability of Grant's numbers. Grant's numbers don't really matter when you can't even use cannons, when you can't really deploy your troops in this terrible second-growth thicket of the wilderness. It's a terrible place, of course, catches on fire. Wounded men can't get away. You've heard the stories. And after this 30,000-soldier bloodletting, the Union doesn't do what they normally did. Grant's not that kind of soldier. He does not go back toward Washington. Rather, his troops are cheering him because Grant is going to fight with this army. They are marching south. They're still continuing on even after a bloodletting like that and where they didn't achieve victory.